AC3, it's a big deal for us. We sort of had that core challenge when we started a couple of years ago to figure out what is key to the franchise and is something that should never change. Maybe a sound effect at that level of like the sound of the eagle when you do a leap of faith. Like what is it that's just part of the brand and people love and can come back forever and ever, and what needs a new coat of paint. So we've spent a lot of time with it. So it's early on there was sort of the easy idea. I remember sort of week one, someone said, "Oh, we've got Ben Franklin. He's an inventor. He could just be like Leo." And so for about 2 days we thought, "Oh, maybe that could work." And then the more you think about it, the more you realize, hey, he invents, the lightning rod and an oven and this really creepy musical instrument, and not so useful really for an assassin. But also it's just way too close. It's too easy. It's too pat. It feels like you're putting pegs in holes, you know what I mean, as opposed to making a game. So a lot of those ideas, they might float for a little while and then go away. And similarly, when you're working on a mechanic, when it's in your hand for 6 months, 9 months, after a while you start saying, no, we need to change this. This is not good enough. So yeah, the brand new assassin is Connor. That's the name he adopts when he tries to move in Western society. But he's a half Mohawk, half European, and the story of how he sort of gets caught up in the war with the Templars, how he joins the assassins, how he crosses over with the American Revolution is sort of the story of the game. So we don't want to give too much away there, but tonally, yeah, we wanted a different assassin. So Altair is driven by duty. It's his job to be an assassin. He goes to work and kills people, and then Ezio is this amazing character. Where he makes love to all the women and he kills all the guys. And he's sort of like Errol Flynn a little bit, you know what I mean? He cracks a joke and then jumps off the boat. Connor is driven mostly by this concept of doing what's right. He fights injustice, whether it's his, trying to fight for his people and their future in America, or it's occasionally on one side or the other of the war for independence. And we just want him to be tonally different, to be someone fresh for people. So it's really important to us that people understand that the game is not the battle to win the American Revolution. Like the story starts before the American Revolution by several decades, and it goes beyond the final surrender at Yorktown at the end of the Revolution. It's the story of assassins versus Templars, and there are Templars all throughout the colonies, some on the British side, some on the American side. So Connor's role whenever he's in a scene is occasionally aligned with forces in the game, but his goal is always to stab Templars. Connor's base fight style is a two-handed style, so it could be tomahawk and knife, or it could be assassin's blade and knife. And we wanted this idea that an average player could be, could kill, 5 or 6 people, but wouldn't be able to do it cleanly in a fluid sequence. We wanted the gap for player skill to be chaining together all of the different moves. So you can chain together, kill hand to hand, pistol shot, then back to hand, and we think it's fun. We've said it before, we'll say it again, but there are definitely cities in Assassin's Creed 3. There's Boston and New York, but yes, a lot of the new gameplay takes place in the frontier. When we started the game, we realized that AC1 and AC2 had refined this notion of cities as playgrounds, climbing on things, over things, through things, and really making a city a three-dimensional gameplay space. And we realized that people had built forests in games, many times, but they're rarely, if ever, 3D spaces, you know what I mean? And it was funny to me just that the only thing I can climb in real life, which is a tree, is the only thing I can't climb in Assassin's Creed. So, all this sort of comes together, and you cross in a little bit of Connor's native background and the sort of comfort he should have in a wilderness setting. And we just thought it was a big opportunity to take the frontier, to build, trees, cliffs, snow, deep snow, shallow snow, and have a character who was as comfortable in that environment, and the gameplay space was as fun for players as cities were in the previous games.